What's going on, family? This is your brother Divine Prospect of Kingdom Harbinger Ministries, and I'm here because I want to address something that's been asked of me for a long time, and I pretty much have answered this question in the past, but I want to give you some brief insight. And if you guys are interested in some of the stuff that I'm discussing, to watch the entire video, you want to go ahead and click onto our Patreon right here and sign up for our Patreon. You can check out the full video. So I've been asked from time to time, what do I use every day when I do my studies? Now, I have tons of resources, right? Obviously, I don't read through all my resources every day, but I try to limit what I study and how I study based on these daily drivers that I have here. So typically when I go to research the scriptures or Israelite history, culture, whatever the case may be, language or whatever, I pretty much use these tools that you see right here, these books, right? These resources, all right? They consist of 2 Bibles, 2 lexicons, and 1 biblical Hebrew grammar book, okay? Now, there's other tools that I use when I dive into what's called the New Testament, but for the Tanakh, Torah, or the what's called the Old Testament, these are the books that I use, all right? All right, so starting off, I'm going to show you guys, firstly, first book that I use here, all right? And the first one I use here, this is the Hebrew English Interlinear ESV Old Testament, right? The Biblia Hebraica Stuttgartensia. Okay, this is it right here, and you'll see on the screen the actual image of this book here, and also the description for you to purchase it will be in the link below. Right now, why do I use this? Because this is an excellent tool, and it gives you your Hebrew and English, direct English, equivalent to the Hebrew word, and it also, the English also follows the Hebrew syntax, etc. But if you look also in the column on the far left and far right, you'll see a direct ESV English translation. I use this when I want to go into the Hebrew and see how it compares with the translation. Okay. Now, as I'm going through this, if there's a particular word that I get stuck on, I want more insight on, there's English direct translation there. However, it may require some further deep diving. So what I do with my daily drivers, again, not my thousands of books, right? But my daily driver is I parse out the actual word, whether it's an adjective, adverb, noun, verb, you know, adjective, whatever. So I parse it out, and then what I do is I get to the triconsonantal or biconsonantal root, right? I look at the first, second, and third radical, or first and second radical root, and from there I go into a lexicon, right? So 2 is always better than 1. Right, and these are the 2 standard lexicons that I use today. Right, over here on my right is a Concise Hebrew and Aramaic lexicon of the Old Testament, edited by William L. Holliday. All right, this is a truncated version of the full voluminous work called the Hebrew and Aramaic lexicon of the Old Testament. Right, now this one over here, this is the Concise Dictionary of Classical Hebrew, edited by David J.A. Kleins. Okay, excellent lexicon. And the reason why I use 2 lexicons is because every word is established out of the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, right? So there's 2 witnesses, and sometimes I use a 3rd witness really quick, and that's the enhanced Brown Driver Briggs lexicon. Okay, these are more up to date than the Brown Driver Briggs, but I use that also as a 3rd consultant in regards to looking up words. All right, and this is what your lexicon is. Your lexicon gives you the original language's words that you see underlining the actual translated text. Okay, now sometimes I may get stuck with syntax somewhere, or morphology, or maybe sometimes even phonology, right, and how that affects the actual clause that we look up in the text. So therefore, I go to this Juan or P. Juan and T. Maroka. This is the grammar of biblical Hebrew. As you can see, I take very good care of my books. I read them delicately, and I also have a digital version of them. But sometimes, like, you know, if I just want to go old school, I'll just go right into the actual text themselves, the soft or hardcover books. But I do have a digital version as well, which I do consult, probably more so than I do my physical books, but nothing beats actually having to touch it or whatever. So this helps me out with syntax. Helps me out with phonology, helps me out with parsing, doing diagnostics on certain parts of the text. So that way I can really see what's going on grammatically. All right, that's what this is here for. And really, to top it off is this right here. This is a cultural background study Bible, right? Published by Zondervan. And this here gives me the history, and it gives me the culture, right? Then also shows me the sister cultures and what was in the cultural consciousness of the people during that time period. So that way I can engulf myself in the actual subject matter that I'm studying, right? So this gets me into the language, right? And this gets me into the history, the culture, and the world that shaped the worldview of the ancient Israelites. This is an excellent source, okay? And like I said, all the links for all these books will be in the description below. But if you want to see me actually give you an example on how I use these books in my day-to-day study, you have to sign up for the Patreon. It's www.patreon.com/Divine Prospect, and you'll see it over here, okay? You may even see it down below as well. All right, so with that, this is just a quick overview to let you guys know what I use day to day in regards to my studies. And typically, whenever I teach my students, they have to have all of these materials in order for us to really get down and busy into the text. All right, and what I'm doing is giving you guys some inside secrets, what they call trade secrets, on how, if you're going to go into the text and really get the most out of it, these are the main core tools that you need to use. I do have Bible study software. I have several of those. I also have tons of physical books and digital books on a variety of different subject matters. Also consult various organizations that I'm a part of, such as the Society of Biblical Literature, the Biblical Archaeology Society, the Oriental Institute, the ISSAJ, International Society for the Study of African Jewry, and the ARCE, the American Research Center in Egypt. So these are the 5 organizations that I'm a part of, and I also pull from their databases as well, on top of what I myself have purchased over the years. I also take various college courses as well, and just do a number of things in regards to my studies. But day to day, my daily drivers of getting into the Word are these books here. All right, so I want to share this with you guys so you can also add this to your collection. All right, so please, if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button now. Hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed what you're seeing. Make sure you share this video everywhere so we can ensure that the laymen can study just like the pros, okay? And sign up for our Patreon if you want to see me really crack this open and show you what a typical study session is like. All right, thank you guys for watching. Peace and shalom.